All right. Hopefully I'm live this time. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Please let me know. Give me a sound check. Been having a little bit of issues here with my YouTube tonight, so I'm not sure what's in the air. It just seems to be kind of systemic at this juncture in terms of the issues. So at any rate, guys, welcome back. RacerX Wednesday. We are back live tonight. Wanted to definitely take just a few minutes and digest a couple of things because, after all, as many of you guys are well aware, I recently raced the Tesla Model S Plaid and drag time's been planning to get that for a while. And obviously, you know, that thing's all over the internet. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about just a bunch of different things leading up to that race. There's really a lot that I could probably tell you guys about it, but do me a big, gigantic favor. Tonight we'll talk about that and several other things because this is my last live for 2023. As we know, Christmas is past, and now we have New Year's coming up here in a couple of days. Little X is getting ready to come, so she's going to be here tomorrow. But I definitely wanted to take one last opportunity in 2023, talk about some things that happened over the course of this year. And also, like I said, the biggest thing is tell you guys what's going on in terms of with my Demon 170, what happened with the Plaid. We'll talk about it. It's very interesting, actually. The car community is an interesting beast. I will put it that way. So anyway, we will talk about, I'm going to say hi to a few people, and then I will jump into some stuff on the Plaid race and some things you guys might find kind of interesting. I have a little bit of a different take than many people might kind of think on this, but we'll talk about it. Do me a big, gigantic favor, though, guys. Hit thumbs up on your way in the door tonight for me. Got my mods on. I see you guys out there. Thank you guys very, very much. See several of you guys on tonight, so I really do appreciate it. But definitely hit thumbs up, guys, for me as you're jumping in here. I want to go ahead and see who else. Wow, we've got a bunch of folks. I want to say hi to just a few people. My man Patrick is in the house. Can't wait for the OCM RacerX 170 showdown for sure, buddy. Let's see here. Carlos, let's see here. Yeah, Paulo's with, let's see. First guy you told about it on the post. I'm sure the people told you before. Let's see. Mac Hayek, yes. We'll talk about that as well, guys. I've heard all about it. You guys, so many people have sent me a message on what's going on with that Demon 170. So tonight we will tackle that as well. Let's see here. Who else have we seen? Kobe saying, "What's up, Racer X?" My man Jay Beeman in the house. Dark Fire King is here. Twin Turbo coming. We, not yet. Maverick says, it's bear with me. Sorry, I was in a hurry to type that, guys. I was just a million miles a minute because for some reason, my YouTube was not connecting when I first tried to get it going. So anyway, guys, but yes, please don't forget, hit thumbs up on the way in the door tonight, guys. Let's see. Mike is in the house. Glad to see you back in a Mopar. Let's see. Patrick Ryan Green saying, stop putting your real car against something that isn't a real car, but a golf cart on steroids. So, you know, a lot of people have different takes on the Plaid. You know, well, I mean, obviously a lot of people here are performance enthusiasts, and not everybody is a big electric fan. I know that about you guys. One of the things about me getting this Demon 170. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to kind of jump in. I know a lot of people are jumping into the live right now. So like I said, I want to touch on this. Guys, get me to at least 100 likes here pretty quick. That would really help out the live a little bit for me. So please hit thumbs up. So at any rate, when I bought the Demon 170, as you guys may or may not know, I had this in the works for a really long time, longer than most of you guys are aware, long before it was announced by Dodge, all that stuff. A lot of people wondered how I kind of had a decent idea of what it was going to be, right? I did have the name wrong. They kind of threw me through a loop on that one, but pretty much everything about the car I had right. And I will say that I knew that car was going to be something that I needed to get, not just for the channel, but just for me individually, being somebody that's drag raced for a really long time. And I had a couple of goals. I wanted to be one of the first people in the world to put it on a dyno, which I believe I was. And also, I was one of the first people to race a Plaid. And that was one of the really big things that I wanted to do. And it's a little bit of a bummer how it worked out. I'm surprised at Tesla 54, $2. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate the super chat, buddy. Starting off the super chats tonight from Tesla 54. I really do appreciate that. But I want to kind of set the stage for what happened with the Demon 170 versus the versus the Tesla Model S Plaid race, because Brooks, I've raced him before, and for some weird reason, I've always had a little bit of a hard time racing Brooks. I don't know what it is. He raced me in my twin turbo Mustang in his Plaid, which the twin turbo Mustang doesn't 60 foot at all, because I never had a converter in it or anything like that. He actually gave me the hit, and we had a really good race going. Mid-track, my car just cut out. Like, it just decided it didn't like whatever was going on, just completely cut all the fuel to and then it picked back up. It was a terrible, terrible run by the car. I don't know why that happened. Tesla 54, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So at any rate, I was bummed, and I was really kind of hoping that we would get out on a day where we had really good DA, and we had been planning this for months, guys. It's not something that we're just like, hey, spare the whim. One of the things that we wanted to do was be the first people out there to go out and do this. It's not one of the things that we just wanted to sit on our hands and not, get out there and be one of the first people to do it. Our goal was to get out there and be the first. Now, that being said, I know how important seat time is. And many of you guys that have been following my channel for a long time, you realize I raced a lot of Mopars, right? I mean, I had my Hellcat that broke multiple records, still has several multiple records. I mean, geez, there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, they're micro records, yeah, but I still think it's pretty cool, and you guys saw me do so many passes in that car. Race the Scat Pack as well, race the Mustang. I didn't race the Mustang all that much, but I was really eager to get this car, get back in a Mopar. It feels very, very familiar when I'm sitting in it. However, the Demon is a little bit of a different beast, and even if you had the 2018 Demon, it is still a little bit of a different beast. I have driven 2018 Demons, many of them. And I will say that this car feels a little different when you're drag racing. It doesn't really feel all that different when you're driving around in it, but when you're drag racing it, it feels different. And the idea was for me to get 2 different nights where I was gonna go out and do test and tune prior to racing the Plaid. And one night, I don't talk about it that much, guys. You may have seen one of my most recent posts. Had a bit of a family issue, and I wasn't able to go. It was pretty unfortunate. And the other night, it rained and rained and rained. And so it just didn't work out that way. So when I got to the track, I was going to take a bunch of test hits before we raced. Brooks, like I say, he's a friend of mine, really good sport. We're both big car enthusiasts, and we just wanted to see a really nice, clean race between these 2 cars. At some point, the race became bigger than that. And I want to stress this. Literally all this race was, we wanted to be the first to do it, but literally all this race was just 2 buddies getting together with 2 of the fastest, quickest, I should say, cars in the world, just having a good time. Everybody made it out to be something more than what it was. And everybody said, oh, if you had won, you wouldn't be. Yes, I would have. That's not, I mean, anybody that's ever been with me, many of you guys have been with me at the track. And that's who I am as a person. I'm not out there to try and humiliate people. Yeah, if I'm in an event, I want to win. I still always want to win. I'm a competitive person, but I'm also a very good-natured person. And we're all car people at the end of the day. We're all one big community. And there seems to be this massive butting of heads between people that love EVs and people that love internal combustion. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. I get it. I kind of get the argument, but at the end of the day, we're still enthusiasts. And, when you talk about drag times, not only is he a friend of mine, but he has a lot of really neat stuff. I literally showed you in my video his Huracan, make sure I say it right, his Lamborghini Technica right next to his Plaid. And he also has a Ferrari. He's got a McLaren. I mean, guy's got all sorts of toys. He just likes fast cars. He's not just, beating the EV drum, but he knows how fast the Plaid is, and any stock internal combustion car has always gotten absolutely trolled by that car. And the truth of the matter is, I didn't know what to expect going into that race, having never raced my car. That wasn't the intention, but that's how it worked out. So let me grab a couple of super chats, and I want to kind of continue. Tesla 54, thank you again. I appreciate it. My man Sovereign Knight, 5 for the live. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Hit that notification bell. Thank you. Appreciate that, my friend. I really do. You guys are awesome. So at any rate, that's really all this was intended to be. Yes, we wanted to get good content out. And, so leading into this, that's really what I had intended it to be. And the day didn't really start out all that great. So I got some fuel, went out to the track to meet him, and I mean, it was just a weird day to start with. I should have known, but went in. I was on my way to the track, had just picked up my Boostain E85 from Jordan Performance, who was holding it for me. So I wanted to make sure I had good quality fuel in the car. Car's already well broken in. And as I'm going along on a 2-lane road towards the track, there's a guy in an old beat up pickup truck. This is no joke. I have 2 jugs of fuel sitting right next to me. Car has no seats in it, except for the driver's seat, obviously. And I wasn't sitting on a stool. So at any rate, dude comes up and he's going like 30 miles an hour in the left lane. There's 2 lanes going the same direction. And then as I get closer to him, I see this guy and he kind of sees me coming up behind him in the left lane. And then at the last minute, swerves over really hard directly in front of me, trying to make me hit him in my brand new Demon 170. Purposely. And luckily I was paying attention. But when he did that, I mean, he literally pulled in front of me and jammed his brakes on as hard as he could, trying to get me to hit him. The side of his pickup truck was all messed up. Not because I hit him, but it just was. He was going to try and blame that on me. I think this is the first time in my entire life anything like that has ever happened. And I didn't hit him, and I was pretty mad. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to do bad things to him. I was really pissed. I went after him, and then he decided to go down a dirt road with pits and all sorts of stuff in his old beat-up pickup truck. He knew I wasn't going to follow him down there. But in the process of doing all that, E85 spilled out all over the bottom of my brand new Demon, because when my jugs fell forward, it snapped the tip off of one of my containers, the one that I actually filled the car with. E85 poured all over my new car. Now, granted, since then, the car's fine. It's been cleaned, and the car actually smells better than it did when it was brand new. So it's like perfect, actually better than perfect. But that was a really bad situation on my way out to the track. So I was dealing with that, had gasoline all over my car. Really frustrating situation. Then I get to the track, and at one point, I'm trying to cool the car down. I'm looking for Brooks. I have not been out to this track before, so my very first time ever drag racing the car, my very first time ever to Bradenton Motorsports Park. Never been to the track before, brand new car, waiting for the car to cool down, getting my tire pressures dialed in, all that good stuff, trying to get, you know, all the fuel out of the bottom of my car. My man OC Motivator's in the house too, my friend. So say hi to OC Motivator on your way in the door, guys. Let me make sure I saw his super chat. Where did he go? I just saw it. There he is. Good evening, RacerX. A lot of the D170 content. Yes, sir, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, go check out OC Motivator, good buddy of mine. Actually, we're going to be collabing. I didn't want to forget about this, but I'm going to MagnaFlow next month. And I will be collabing with OC Motivator next month when I'm in California at MagnaFlow. So we'll just put that out there. Won't go any further. We haven't done a lot of the detailed planning, but if you guys want to see a collab between myself and OC Motivator, that one is in the works right now. Hopefully middle of next month, you guys will see that. So there you go. Thank you again for the super chat, buddy. So at any rate, it was just a weird thing. And then I put all of my GoPros on the ground. It's a private track rental. Not very many people there. There's some people, a lot of guys in, you know, street cars. And what I mean by that, by street cars, they have street tires on them. Not always a good thing when you're needing really good prep. It is what it is. But that you get that during test and tunes and stuff. You don't see it a lot at private events, but these were high dollar cars, guys. McLarens, like I said, they had Lamborghinis, they had a GT3 RS, and they had some sick cars that were out there, but a lot of them were running the street tires. Not exactly ideal. And then I put all my GoPros and stuff down, and they disappear. All of my stuff disappears, and I absolutely lose my crap. How does this happen at a private event? I just had gasoline pour out all over the inside of my car. It was a mess. It was a mess. And come to find out, a dude had picked up all my stuff, didn't tell me, and put them in the back of his truck to keep it safe, but it sure as heck felt like he was trying to steal it. It was just a lot of weird stuff going, right? So finally I get to go out and make a couple of runs. Car runs good. Guys, check this out. Before I even get into it, second pass. So first pass, kind of roll through. I found out what the car would hold on the foot brake. I needed to do that anyway. Car ran like a 9.7, but did a big old wheelie in first and second. And then I know some people say, oh, it's more of a rebound thing. Fine. Okay, it was a rebound, whatever you want to call it. I know the car left the ground twice. And then second pass, 939, literally just off the foot brake. Not a crazy super hard launch, but it ran a 1.35 60 foot. Went, like I said, 939, and the car wasn't really miling in an hour very much. I come to find out now, people are telling me that I may have had too much octane in there and ran out of injector, which is why it didn't feel like the car was laying over, but it didn't seem like it was making the mile an hour that it should. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, first time running the car, guys. You're still learning about this. So, it's just one of those things that you have to, you got to have. I wish I had had more time to run the car. So after 2 runs, a guy in the fastest track hawk in the world out there at the track, and unfortunately sends it straight into a wall, car parts everywhere, track completely shut down, going completely cold, all that stuff. And instead of me getting more test passes before we run, I just had to sit. Only gotten 2 passes. By the way, when I stepped off the wheelie on that second pass, guys, it went 29 feet. No exaggeration. Literally 29 feet is how far the car went on the wheelie. The car absolutely launches incredibly violent. And so I wasn't really feeling good going into the races, guys, if I'm honest, having 2 passes on the foot brake. And so I did talk to Ron Silva. Now, many of you guys know who Ron Silva is. If you know the Demon 170, he's one of the first guys to get his 170. Now he's done, I talked with Ron for literally an hour before this race, just coming up with a game plan, having not been able to go out and race the thing. And some people may say, well, RacerX, why did you do it? Well, I'm telling you why I did it. I went out because we wanted to get content. It was literally just 2 buddies getting together, having a good time, seeing how the 2 cars will stack up, knowing we're going to get a rematch later, all that good stuff. But I still wanted to win. I still wanted the car to do well. Come to find out, he's done a bunch of test passes. He's running 939, 940, which happens to be exactly what I ran on my test pass. So we were talking about it. We're like, look, this is going to be awesome. And unfortunately, a lot of other cars kind of went down through. I didn't change anything about the car. Why would I, right? Car dead hooked 2 straight passes. Then I went over, and when we lined up, one of the weird things that happened was I took those runs in the right lane. Well, we put all the GoPros on. If you remember my video, there were like a whole ton of GoPros all over my car so we could get good footage, but they were all facing to where I was going to be in the left lane. I'm not saying that's anybody's fault. Now, I will mention, like a lot of people say, well, Brooks, he did that on purpose. So he didn't do anything on purpose, guys. This was all very good-natured racing. And it's just how it worked out. It went into the left lane, car did not hook. I mean, and he actually got me a little bit on the tree too. I wasn't that sharp on that race. And he got me a little bit on the tree. Not a lot, but a little. And unfortunately, it didn't matter because the car spun a little bit. Now, here's the thing with the Model S Plaid. We talked about it in the video, and you guys have to understand this. The Plaid literally does not miss. It will go out and run the exact same time every day, all day long. And, it's not going to miss a shift. It doesn't care about DA. It doesn't care about spinning. It doesn't. So track prep means nothing to that car. It is literally like racing a robot. And Brooks acknowledged that. And he's a good driver. A lot of things have to go right for the Demon to be competitive or win in that race. That is the truth of it. I'm not sitting here making excuses. I'm just telling you the truth. It is what it is. It is a rear-wheel drive, super high horsepower, massive torque monster of a car. And when I say a massive torque monster, guys, go watch the video. Watch how that thing sucks me back in the seat. And the reason is, a lot of people say, well, RacerX, you had your Hellcat. My Hellcat didn't have torque reserve. This thing does, meaning that it's building boost in the supercharger. Even the 2018 Demon, like 7 pounds of boost in the supercharger. This new one is like 11 to 12 pounds of boost in the supercharger. And when you nail it, it feels like it's trying to suck your eyeballs right to the back of your head. Now, the unfortunate thing about that, and that's what gives that car such an advantage over the Plaid. Like the Plaid had more mile an hour, but the Demon was definitely the faster car in the 60 foot. That's why this race was so kind of intriguing, is because if, the Demon would get out, ideally the Demon would get out on the Plaid might bring it back a little bit, but at the end of the track, who knows who's going to finish first, especially if both guys are finishing almost the exact same ET. That's what we were hoping would happen. the track would not hold the power, guys. I went out, did the exact same thing I did on the other 2 runs, good burnout, all that kind of stuff. Car just spun right off the get-go, and instead of running a 9.3 something, I ran like a 970 or a 980 or something like that, and just the Plaid was gone. There was nothing you can do. And a lot of people would say, well, RacerX, if it does that, then lower the tire pressures and all that kind of, well, I did, guys. I literally did. Remember, I've been drag racing for a really long time. I'm not a noob. People, I saw so many comments. We'll talk about the comments here in a minute. But guys, this is not something that I just was like, oh, well, never drag raced before, so I'm going to go take the most powerful muscle car ever made and just see what happens. It's not quite that, you know. So just keep that in mind, guys. I don't know. It's just one of those things that I was really frustrated that it didn't hook. But here is what I wanted to stress. Against the Plaid, okay, you have to out 60-foot that car, like not by a little bit. You have to use the advantage the Demon has and literally just get out on the Plaid. And if you leave soft on the Plaid, you will lose. That is the truth of it. The only way you're going to give yourself a chance in the Demon 170 is to go out and just go. Okay, you try to leave off a really soft launch, and that's what people say, well, dude, just pull all the power out of the launch. Okay, and just be 4 car lengths behind and not pulling back in. That's not going to work against the Plaid. So you have to remember what you're up against. So what you really need is a good burnout. You need really good prep, and you need to be good on the light. And if you can do those 3 things, even off a foot brake, the car will do it. But because it has all that torque reserve, the way that monster hits is insane. It really is. I mean, it is the only production car in the world. Literally, it is the only production car in the world that will go, that will do 60 foots in 1.2. And most people don't even know what that feels like. Unless you're like a legitimate, like if you race pro mods, of course you'll know what that's like. But that's, I mean, even some of the pro mods and stuff I've seen run like 101, 160 foots. I mean, 1.2 in a production 4,300 pound car. Guys, the torque hit on this car is insane. I will tell you that right now. And I've driven a lot of really cool stuff. I've driven a lot of fast stuff. And that's why I was trying to tell people that, like, look, that's what makes the car so amazing is the torque hit, but it can also be its worst enemy because the torque hits so hard because it may blow the tires off, which is exactly what happened in these races. So a lot of people would say, well, look, RacerX, you know, same thing, you know, second run, I got him on the tree. I even hot lapped the car because he said he just wanted to get the races in. That's not putting the advantage in my favor. The Plaid, it doesn't care. You know, it may go down like 1 or 2% or whatever, but it's going to run the same exact time, which it did. The Demon, I just hot lapped it. And I had the race chiller on. When you put drag mode on the Demon, it does the race chiller, but that wasn't ideal circumstances for me. But, you know, on the second run, the car spun again. I mean, it came out and you could see it. It tried to grab, it was chattering, and I treed him and the car was out. And then by the time I could get any sort of momentum, he had already come basically back around me with more momentum. And he ended up beating me by about a car at the end of the track. I obviously, you know, I even looked at the slips, and he already knows, he acknowledged that. Look, he said, if you hadn't have spun in the second race, you were going to win that. That's racing, guys. That's part of it. And then, of course, the third race, I tried to go out and just completely spun. Same exact thing. I tried to pull power out of the launch just a little bit. Didn't work. The track just would not hold. I ran 2 other passes after that, spun on both of those as well. The track just was not holding the power, guys. And so what I wanted to stress is the Demon is an incredibly powerful, incredibly fast car that is just ridiculous to drive. I mean, you know, I don't know. A lot of you guys may not know what it feels like to launch a car and then look at the sky when you do that. It is an odd feeling. My Hellcat would try to lift the front wheels. Maybe it would do like a little baby wheelie. This thing, like I said, I wheelied it for almost 30 feet. And then I wheelied it again. It's insane. It's an insane car to drive. And so while, you know, I want to give Brooks all the credit in the world because he went out and he drove the Plaid, and the Plaid does what the Plaid does. It was going to be hard for me to beat that car. Like I said, all the conditions had to be perfect for me to beat that car. And when they're both running the same ET, it is literally a driver's race. If the car doesn't hook, the car doesn't hook. But one of the things that really kind of, that I don't quite understand, and this is what I wanted to jump into. Real quick, I'm going to jump into something that I really wanted to touch on, but I want to make sure I got all my super chats really quick, guys. I'm seeing all your comments. I'm so sorry I'll come back to your comments here shortly. I just want to make sure. One bad mofo. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I love the screen name as well with the super chat there. I think I've got them all right now. So, but one of the things that I wanted to address, and I don't understand it because I didn't talk any crap leading up to this. Like I said, Brooks is a friend of mine. We just wanted to go out and have fun and run this race because they're like apples and oranges. These two cars literally could not be more different, other than the fact they are both the best of the breed, or they're two of the fastest, quickest cars in the world. And it's fun. It's just fun to go out and try it. Yes, I wish I'd have had more seat time, guys. But it is almost as if the Mopar community as a whole felt like I just completely let them down, which I do not understand. If you go watch the videos where the car actually hooked, the car was freaking amazing. It was awesome. And you would say, oh, well, it should run 8s. It should do this. It should do the guys. If you really understand drag racing, I feel like the people that say that don't really understand drag racing and everything you're up against, okay? When you're running into a headwind, that makes it harder. When you're running into prep issues, you have to soften the launch a little bit. Granted, you can't go way back, but the car, even with a soft trans brake launch, which I did later in the video, the car still ran like a 940, I think a 938, something like that. It was still fast. And that's with me running like a 133 to 135 60 foot. This car will do 1.2s if you can go ahead and beef up the power if the track will hold it. But what kills me is, and I saw a bunch of people make this comment, and a lot of people know, Demonology is a good friend of mine, like good buddy of mine. We talk all the time. We've raced each other a lot in the past. I think most people would agree that he and I both very experienced, good racers. We both typically pretty good on the tree, but it was like, well, if Demonology had been racing it, we would have won. Like RacerX doesn't know how to drive, has no clue what he's doing. He's a complete idiot. Why in the world did we not put Demonology in the driver's seat so we didn't look like complete idiots? Because he's the only one that knows what he's doing. And it, like, how insulting. How insulting. Like, that's a buddy of mine, obviously. We've had a lot of races together. Those of you who've been following my channel for a long time, you guys know that. We talk strategy all the time, Demonology and I do. Even like at Roadkill Nights, they talked about having me maybe as a mentor. There's a lot of different things that happen. And of course, that's what, Demonology did as well. But, it's funny to me because, he doesn't even have his Demon 170 yet. It is a different animal. It's not the same as his 2018 Demon. It's not going to be the same as his Black Ghost car that he built. It's just different. It takes time to learn the car, and the car behaves a little bit different. I'm going to give him my thoughts on what, just like Ron Silva did for me. I'm going to tell him what worked, what didn't work. Maybe change tires up, whatever else. But if you take stock for stock, which was the whole premise of this video, stock for stock. I mean, yes, I took the seats out, but you can order it like I was racing it, as I mentioned. What was Demonology going to do different than what I did to make it as fast or faster than a Plaid under those track conditions? That is my question, everybody. Oh, well, he just would have miraculously had lightning come out of his hands and made the track heat up and guys, that's racing. But I think it is kind of funny because, like I said, he's a really good racer. He and I, like I said, I think we both would have struggled with that prep. And like I said, maybe we do. Maybe you pull the power down, which I did, but you don't beat the Plaid in that situation. You just don't. You have to use the advantage that the Demon 170 has, which is the 60 foot. But if the track won't hold it, you're at a big disadvantage. And that is the truth of it. So all the credit in the world to Brooks. Like I said, he went out and won. We talked about it beforehand. We know it was going to be fun. I really wish we'd have got better races in for you guys. And that was what I was really just hoping for, good races, whether I won or lost. But I am a little bit taken back by some of the comments, some of the trash talking that the Tesla guys did. I don't know why. I don't know why they feel like they needed to validate themselves. We already know the Plaid is fast. I already knew it going in. That's why Dodge benchmarked it. What a huge feather in Tesla's cap that Dodge built the baddest muscle car ever made and benchmarked that car. How is that not a cool thing for the Tesla guys? I don't understand. And then it was like, you know, RacerX, why did you let the whole Mopar community down or something? And it was like, I didn't let anybody down. I mean, we went out, we had a good time. I did my best. Car spun. You guys saw it. I showed it to you. The car still ran its absolute butt off. The car freaking does massive wheelies and sucks your eyeballs to the back of your head when it hooks. And we had a good time. That's the extent of it, guys. But I did see a lot of really insulting comments, which was really, really funny to me. I may come up in another video and show you guys on the dash how cool it is when you can look down and it says your best 0 to 60 time is 1.7 seconds. What other factory car does that? You guys tell me. It's so cool. Yes, I realize it's on a prep surface, but you can't take that away from the Demon. That's what the Demon was made to do. So anyway, guys, I see so many comments coming in. Like I said, I just don't really understand where all the hate and the trash talk comes from. I've had several people on like message me and they'll be like, told you would get absolutely smoked and annihilated by this Plaid. And I'm like, okay, first of all, if you look at what times we ran, it was the same. So I'm not really sure what you mean by that. And if the car spun, it spun. I don't know. I mean, if you want to qualify that as getting smoked, fine. It's not like we came off at the same time and he just put 9 bus lengths on me. That didn't happen. That's not reality. Reality is the track wouldn't hold the power for the Demon 170. The Tesla doesn't care about power. And the result was he won because I spun. And that's part of it. That's part of racing, guys. That's part of it. And anybody that understands drag racing, you guys understand that that's part of the deal. And some people, you know, they get real good at no prep racing and all that sort of stuff. Guys, the truth of the matter is yes, the Tesla is much better on a non-prep surface. It's all-wheel drive. Heck, a GTR is better on a non-prep surface. That's not what the Demon was made to do. The Demon is the best of the breed for a prep surface at the track. That is the truth of it. And guys, I will be the first to tell you, maybe not the first, I'm sure other people have said the same thing, but that Demon is a beast. Gosh, that car is fun to drive. Is it faster than my Hellcat that made similar power? It is. My very first time out to the track, I ran faster than my record pass in the Hellcat. And that was, in my Hellcat, I had negative 1500 DA. And the Demon was still faster on my very first time ever in the car. So, you know, I think it's a testament to Dodge that I can go out on my very first pass ever, or my very first time to the track ever, and on my second pass, run a 930 something. In a factory stock car. There's a testament to that, and to a massive wheelie with. I mean, it's just unheard of to me to be able to go do something like that. And I will only get better, you know, guys. That's the truth of it. I'll only get better. This isn't me. A lot of people say, "Oh, here come the excuses" or whatever. Say what you want. It is what it is. I mean, I'm just telling you. The car spun. Okay, the Plaid won because the car spun. Now, like I said, and go ask Brooks the exact same question. He'll tell you the exact same thing. It's not going to change. The facts are the facts. So, you know, I don't think we're not at a point, guys. I think it takes somebody who's incredibly immature to say, oh, look, you got smoked because, you know, you just don't know how to drive, or you got smoked because X, Y. Like, first of all, like if the car spins, I don't really qualify that as getting smoked. Okay. If a car just straight drives around you and puts 3 bus lengths on you, that's getting smoked. If the track won't hold the power and you didn't get 2 good runs in, it is what it is, guys. You know, look at it how you will, but I think that's really kind of a ridiculous thing to say. You know what else cracks me up, guys? I'm going to get to your comments here in 1 second, so bear with me. I've also seen people coming out of the woodwork, people that own Demon 170s, that literally have absolutely zero clue how to drag race, criticize me about how I ran those races. That is hilarious to me. And you guys may know who I'm talking about. It kind of pissed me off. But if you have zero drag racing experience, like I said, I've been doing this for over 20 years. You literally have no room to talk and say, oh, well, look, I should have been out there running. RacerX doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I mean, please, seriously. That is an absolute joke. If you think you can change the track conditions, feel free. Go put some Elmer's glue on the track, see how you do with it. Let me know. Otherwise, if you don't know how to drag race, you should probably not say a whole lot about it. I'm going to put it right there because I am kind of pissed about it. Like, it really rubbed me the wrong way. These are guys, Mopar guys, that are like, what an embarrassment. What are you talking about? An embarrassment? The car freaking did awesome. Yeah, it spun against the Plaid, whatever. It is what it is. How is that an embarrassment? You guys expecting me to go out and just 3-0 the Plaid on my very first time out at the track? I never said I was going to do that. I was looking forward to running it, but I knew it was going to be tough. I mean, because that's racing. I would have loved to have gone out and done it, but even Brooks and I talked about it. It wasn't necessarily going to be realistic for me to do that. That doesn't mean the car's not capable. But the conditions, as I mentioned, they were not right for me to go be able to do that. But, apparently, if you've never raced a Demon 170, you can not only come out and smoke me, but you can come out and smoke a Plaid. Good on you. I would challenge somebody with a stock Demon 170 that is a really good, experienced drag racer, who's never been to the drag strip, to come and challenge me to a race. Please do it. You guys are welcome to send this out to those folks that think they're master drivers, And I'm not talking about my good buddy Demonology. He and I joke all the time. And you guys may actually see a race between he and I at some point. I know he's got something coming up in April. If I can make it up there, that will literally be just something that we go out and do for fun. Guys, my internet tonight is on the fritz. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what's wrong with my feed tonight. Bear with me. What is wrong with my YouTube tonight, guys? You guys still with me? I froze up. I don't know if you guys can still see me, but I definitely froze up. You guys, can you still hear me? We see your mug. All right, well, at least you guys can hear me. I don't know why I'm stuck on this really weird face either, because I can see myself. Guys, my YouTube has really, really been screwed up today because I couldn't get the video started earlier today either. So my apologies. Give me 1 second here. Maybe there's a way I can kind of restart it. Oh, what is going on with this thing? Because I have a lot more to talk to you guys about tonight, and there's something important I want to talk to you guys about. Audio only. I guess I'm just going to sit here looking weird while you guys can hear me, so sorry about that. Ardell said you guys can hear me. Your mug is frozen. Yes, that seems like what's going on. Let me see what happens, guys. I don't think I can even refresh this. Let me see if I'm going to point you guys in a different direction. Nope, back and forth. Oh, let's see here. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing this tonight. I might be able to pick the stream back up, but if I cut off, guys, I apologize. I'm looking at your comments from mid-frustrated. My man, 728. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. I haven't seen 728 in a little while. It's good to see you, buddy. I'm going to try. If I stop this, Aaron, my man, he definitely needs just for me. Aaron, you're killing me, buddy. Let me see if I end this, guys. I'm afraid it's going to end my stream, and I don't know if I want to do that. But it doesn't look like it's going to recover for whatever reason. There might be a way that I can refresh it, guys. So bear with me 1 second. I'm so sorry. Tonight has just been one of those nights. A lot of you guys have also, real quick, while I'm trying to do this, many of you guys have been asking me, I don't want to talk about it a lot, but you've been reaching out in support of Mama X. And guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of the really, really nice comments you guys have left me about, just the whole situation with my mom. It means the absolute world to me, guys. It means an awful lot. So thank you guys very, very much. I actually just got back from the hospital, literally like 20 minutes before I started my live, guys. and it's been tough. It's been a tough day. Some unexpected things happened, but I needed to get out of the hospital for a little bit and come do this live with you guys. It was important. I'll probably go back when we're done. But thank you guys again for all the kind words on my community post. It means the world to me. So thank you guys again very, very much. Well, guys, this thing's not going to snap out of it. I don't know why. Let me see if I can, if I end this stream, guys, I may try and restart it. So bear with me, okay? So let me see what happens.